Here we go, our first bout of the evening at Tuff-N-Uff.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the Tuff-N-Uff featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, with a record making his Tuff-N-Uff debut tonight, fighting out of Fusion MMA, St. George, Utah, Brent Morgan. His opponent stands across the cage, also making his Tuff-N-Uff debut tonight, fighting out of Results MMA, Las Vegas, Nevada, Schoonmaker. The referee in charge of the action inside the cage is the one and only Chris Tione.
Chris Tione is a fantastic referee. 3 3-minute rounds is what we have scheduled for you tonight. Taking a look at the tail of the tape.
Ready, sir?
All right, taking a look at the tail of the tape. 0-0, 35, 24 years old. Brent Morgan, Evan Schoonmaker, and here we go.
Nice right there by Morgan.
Yeah, and Morgan is pressuring early Mahoney. He's looking for the takedown here on Schoonmaker, and although the pressure looked good early on, he was getting some effective strikes in there, and it looked like he was going to be able to press him up against the cage. Nice defense there by Schoonmaker.
There's some interesting knees coming in from interesting angles from Schoonmaker as well, while he's up against his back's up against the cage.
Careful.
And you hear Chris Tione there warning him, watch those knees. In the amateur ranks, no knees to the head. You can throw knees to the body, but you got to be careful. And look at this. Evan Schoonmaker has certainly turned the tide here. Morgan doing a nice job of once again getting Schoonmaker up against that cage, and he does get the takedown there. He scoops the single leg, but Schoonmaker still looks like he is very composed, possibly hunting for a guillotine. Right now that arm is in, so he's not going to be able to secure it, or very unlikely to a point where he'd be able to finish it, but still looks very composed even though he's the one on his back right now.
Trying to wall walk, looks like he's up to one knee, but Morgan doing a very good job of holding him down for now. Got control of both of those legs.
He's got control of both those legs, but Schoonmaker doing a nice job controlling the head of Morgan, and Schoonmaker back to his feet.
Still got both of those hands locked.
Do not
a little bit of a fence grab there from Schoonmaker.
Yeah, and Tione all over that, saying, do not grab the cage. You do it again, I'm going to take a point. He's got the back now. Morgan doing a nice job. He's trying to roll him over. Schoonmaker with nice defense. That's what I love about Tuff-N-Uff here.
Do not grab the cage.
You've got two guys making their debut, but they look like, ooh, boy, that knee almost went south of the border there.
Careful.
Those are coming very close, but
final 10 seconds here of round number 1. Morgan looking for another takedown, and he gets it. That's the end of round number 1.
very persistent round there from Morgan. He was doing a very good job of controlling Schoonmaker and just continuing to push either for the single or for the double throughout that entire round, Dave.
Yeah, and Schoonmaker, as we mentioned, he looked very composed. He never looked like he was out of his element, but if I'm scoring that round, and we will have a fake scorecard here, I'm giving round number 1 to Brent Morgan. He controlled the position throughout the round. It's difficult to get a couple of takedowns when you only have 3 minutes on the clock to do so. His pressure worked for him.
Looking here at the replay, we saw a couple nice strikes landed there by Morgan, and that's his first takedown, going for that single leg. Here he is getting that takedown.
That was at the very end of round number 1 there. So again, Brent Morgan very persistent, looking for that takedown. He got it numerous times in that round. Nice job by the 35-year-old.
Lots of big breaths being taken by Morgan there, though, and Schoonmaker looking more composed between the rounds. I mean, that takes a lot of energy to control a man like that for 3 minutes, Dave.
And again, very first round of their very first amateur fight. Here we go to round number 2.
Okay, second round, here we go, fight.
3 minutes back on the clock, nice touch of the gloves. Morgan is wearing the black trunks. Schoonmaker is wearing the gray. Schoonmaker opens up with a kick. Could be a mistake. Once again, Morgan hunting for that takedown. Keep in mind, Tione has already warned Schoonmaker a couple of times about grabbing that fence. He did grab it a couple of times in that first round, trying to prevent the takedown. Tione is all over it. He's one of the best referees in the game. Looking for the ankle pick here. Brent Morgan does pick that ankle, however, Schoonmaker with good balance, trying to press that head down to avoid the takedown. He's going for the double leg now, scoops it. Unable to complete it though, Schoonmaker still able to stay on his feet. And that's the challenge with these shorter rounds in the amateur ranks, Mahoney.
Watch the spine.
Just over a minute left here in the second round. Morgan, this entire round, has been hunting for that takedown, spending a lot of energy looking for the takedown, has been unable to get it thus far, gets it there. Schoonmaker right back up there.
I mean, this is not energy efficient either for Schoonmaker, you got to remember, because he is using every ounce of his body to try to keep from being taken down by Morgan, and Morgan has him down now.
What's interesting, though, is that Morgan, being as relentless as he is with these takedowns, he is neutralizing the offense of Schoonmaker. So even though he's had limited success getting him down and keeping him down, he's been in top position this entire fight.
He is controlling this round so far with only just over 30 seconds left. You know, Schoonmaker's going to need to pull something out if he wants to win this round.
Careful, careful.
Just constant pressure there from Morgan, Dave. Now he's going at his knee. Some knee strikes to Schoonmaker's knee.
Back out. Here we go.
All right, Tyone breaking him up. He wants to see more action. Final 10 seconds here of round number 2. Schoonmaker with an inside leg kick. Not much of a connection there. Kick to the body. That one lands.
Nice
that
body
is
kick.
round number 2. However, again, Brent Morgan, his strategy of going for the takedown and being relentless trying to get it is working. We have no idea what sort of arsenal when it comes to offense Evan Schoonmaker even has at this point. He's been totally stifled by Brent Morgan just pressing forward and getting him up against the cage.
Schoonmaker's doing a very good job of avoiding damage on the ground, but he's not able to just create or generate any offense.
Taking a look at the replays here, the action from round number 2, very much like we saw in round number 1. It was Brent Morgan pressing the action, getting Brent Schoonmaker up against that cage. Did a very nice job again of neutralizing that offense.
Deep breaths from both of these guys. You know, first time you got that big adrenaline dump, you're in Las Vegas.
Some bright lights of Las Vegas, yeah.
These lights are bright here at Tuff-N-Uff.
Downtown Las Vegas Event Center, we're headed into the third and final round. Can Evan Schoonmaker, with just 3 minutes left on the clock, do something to pull out a win in this fight? In my opinion, he's going to need a finish here, Mahoney.
I agree with you 100%, Dave.
Third and final round, here we go.
Last round, guys, last round. Fight.
Nice show of sportsmanship there.
Smile on the face of Evan Schoonmaker. Tries to throw a couple of strikes. Morgan once again pressing forward. Schoonmaker is going to have to start backing up in a different fashion. He can't back straight up. He's been doing that the entire fight. It's been ineffective. He's going to have to start cutting angles and getting away from that direct pressure of Brent Morgan. Otherwise, this is going to happen again.
Real nice left there landed by Morgan.
Yeah, and Morgan is being deliberate with his strikes now. He's not just being a one-trick pony. He's not just looking for that takedown. He's willing to stand there and exchange, which is a bit of a gamble because it makes him susceptible to things like the knockout. Schoonmaker there with a high kick that just grazes the bridge of the nose of Brent Morgan. Nice body kick there from Schoonmaker, caught by Brent Morgan, presses him up against the cage.
I think that kick went through the beard.
It's a tough beard to get through, man. I think it looks like a Brillo pad. Just over a minute left here in the third and final round. Again, Schoonmaker is going to need a finish if he wants to win this one. Spinning kick misses, so does the counter punch from Morgan.
Both fighters slowing down a little bit. They've had a grueling 2 rounds. Schoonmaker looking at his corner, kind of getting distracted momentarily.
Yeah, he's been looking at his corner. He's been looking up at the clock. I mean, he looks pretty composed, but I think that, oh man. Is Morgan rocked here?
Something's
Just
going
over 35 seconds left, and it looks like that punch may have caught Morgan. He did appear stunned for a second. He's continuing to walk forward, picks the leg, catches the kick, gets the takedown. If he is rocked, he's going to want to neutralize him and neutralize him quick here.
Schoonmaker grabbing the cage hard. It's just so instinctive to grab that cage, though, especially in your first fight ever.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a professional with 22 fights in the UFC, you have no excuse. But fight number 1 in the amateur ranks, like you said, instincts sometimes kick in.
Morgan looking for this last takedown with the final few seconds.
That is the end of the third round, and Brent Morgan, at 35 years old, comes out here and says, look, I'm not necessarily trying to make a run into the professional ranks. I just want to test myself out. Started a couple of years ago in mixed martial art. By day trade, he is a pool plasterer. He's also a family man. Taking a look at some of the action here from the third and final round. Brent Morgan again pushing forward.
Big
This
left.
was the story of the fight,
Yep.
Mahoney.
Enough to drink yet.
Morgan
It's
always
early.
pushing forward, looking for those takedowns, slowing down a little bit. He does get Schoonmaker when he gets lazy with that kick and gets on top of him. Not able to really land much damage, but he does land that takedown. A much closer third round than we had seen in the previous two. I think Schoonmaker took that round, but I think overall Morgan is going to be the winner of this fight. Schoonmaker does look like a young Forrest Griffin, though. I don't know if you noticed
He
that.
sure does.
Got the
All
net.
right, it looks like our official decisions are in, so we'll get to that in just a moment.
Hey, we
But
got
again,
blue corner.
fun fight to start our night here at the downtown Las Vegas Event Center. Chris Tione is standing with the fighters. Justin is in the ring with the official announcement. Let's get it right now.
Good job, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of war, we have your winner by unanimous decision, the blue corner, Brent Morgan.
And Brent Morgan getting himself the big victory tonight, a dominant 3 rounds. He pressed forward. He looked great throughout the entire night, throughout that entire fight, rather. And the takedown game worked for him. That's exactly what we expect his game plan was coming into this, with the 35-year-old walking out victorious. We got 2 more fighters making their debut up next here at Tuff-N-Uff.